Hello, we're here at the TESOL France annual colloquium. I'm here with Simon Greenall. We're very happy to have him here this year. And Simon, this isn't your first TESOL France colloquium, is it?
No, I was here at the very first one back in 1981. I was working in Lyon in the Formation Continue and the Université de Lyon 2.
Okay.
And I've been there about 5 years, I think. And then TESOL France was starting, so I came up and see it. And anyway, a long period when I started coming here.
Now, I wasn't around for that conference. I wasn't in France then. But could you tell us a little bit about how the conferences, the TESOL France conferences, changed between the first one you went to and the one you're at now?
They haven't changed radically.
Okay.
They've been mostly run by expats, Britain and Americans, mostly Americans. Right? I always regret that there aren't more French teachers here. Right. That was always the case, and it's still the case now. But I'm sure there are good reasons for that.
Right. No, that is one of our goals for TESOL France in the coming years. We'd like to get more French teachers involved. For the moment, we haven't been successful.
But what I think is really important recently is that, certainly in the last 2 or 3 years, and I think it's partly the power of Twitter and partly there are a lot of us who are based in the UK who feel like a conference 6 months after IATEFL.
Right.
And we come to Paris and take part. And we meet up with all sorts of people as well.
Yeah.
Got friends from Brazil, from Turkey, from all over the world. So,
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about your current work, what you're working on at the moment?
Well, my current work is I've still been very, very involved in this huge project for China. I wrote about it a bit in TESOL France newsletter about a year or so ago, a couple of years ago, but it's still ongoing. It's a bit like one of those projects like on the bridge you have to keep repainting. I have this very grand title called co-editor-in-chief, and I have a Chinese opposite number. And we've been running a team probably of about 50, 70 editors, writers and so on to get this whole thing ready. Okay. We worked on junior high series, then a senior high series. I've then been involved on the tertiary material, universities. And now we're going back to junior high and revising it, because the reform that allowed us to introduce the junior high material has been slightly reformed again, slightly revised. So we go through the material again, and I hope this time it'll be good for a few more years.
One of the things that I'd be interested in asking you is, one of the themes of this conference is intercultural communication. How are you able to adapt your your writing approach to the Chinese context? I mean, was there what type of adaptation did you have to add in there?
Well, having worked in international publishing, there are certain issues that we are aware of that we either have to avoid or can exploit and so on. So. Whether we work for Middle East or whether we work for an international audience or whether we work in China, I'm personally aware that we have to adapt stuff.
To some extent.
And basically, my colleagues in Beijing will tell me exactly what we have to adapt. Now, after 10 years, I get pretty good at predicting what's going to be their take. Okay. They're remarkably liberal on many things, but quite, as you might guess, quite restrictive on others. Right. But there's a sense of mutual respect. It's a huge privilege working with them, and like every other country I've worked with, they have their specific requirements. Okay. That's fine.
Okay. And do you want to tell us just a little bit about your talk here?
Well, that was specifically about intercultural awareness, sociocultural training. Right. It's an area that I've been interested in for 20 years or so now. I recently did a series of books which explored different practical activities for the classroom, and just tried to adapt existing material to intercultural context to help people become more aware. Particularly, I mean, the key to intercultural training is really becoming aware of your own culture, and then if you're aware of your own culture, you're going to be more sensitive to other people's culture.
So that was one of the key themes of your talk.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for coming to the TESOL France conference. We're glad to have you.